so in this lesson, we are going to look at what establish the difference between substitute or substitution and complement, or substitute and complement goods. Now, when we talk about an end, in terms of price increases, what will be the influence on the demand? So we are looking at substitute and complement goods. But when price changes, what will be the effect on what the quantity demand? Anytime we are talking about substitute, we are saying that substitute are goods having similar characteristics. They can serve the same purposes. So we have substitute goods serving the same purposes. For instance, we have Coke and Pepsi. They are what substitute goods. Is that okay? We have Pepsodent and Close-Up, or Close-Up and Colgate. They serve the same purpose. So these are close or substitute goods. Now, if price increase, when we are talking about substitute goods, if price increase, what will be the effect of the demand of the other substitute goods? That will be our focus today. When we talk of complement goods, they are goods that you cannot use one except the two are combined together. You can't use one of the goods leaving the other. For instance, you can't use car without a fuel. So their fuel and car or vehicle is what? A complement good. So if price increase, what will be the effect of the quantity demanded of the car or the vehicle? So that has to do with what? Complement goods. You can't use one without combining the two. So a typical example we can look at is what? Is a vehicle and fuel. We can also look at phone and then airtime, mobile phone and airtime. Sometimes you receive call without buying credit, so that one is not a close complement goods. Is that okay? But if you want to look at the close complement goods, then we can look at the fuel and then a vehicle. Now let's turn our attention to the change in price and the effect on the quantity demanded, because these are examinable topics. You can have it in a theory form, and when we come to the establishing the the demand function, we will look at some signs. The operation of the signs will tell you whether this particular function or this particular product we are relating it with the original product. Will tell us whether we are dealing with a substitute or a complement good. So it's very, very important to understand what we are doing. Okay, so if it's a substitute good, then we are saying that the other goods, so let's say we are dealing with Coke and Pepsi. These two goods serve the same purpose and they have the similar characteristics. Let's assume that the price of Coke increases. If the price of Coke increases, what will be the effect on Pepsi? The effect of Pepsi, the quantity demanded for Pepsi will increase. What it means is that since they are serving the same purpose, consumers will turn their attention from the consumption of Coke to the consumption of Pepsi. So because they are substitutes. So anytime we are dealing with substitute goods, there is a positive relationship. Increment in price will increase the consumption of the substitute good. So for instance, if we get the demand function, let's say we are dealing with A and we are having minus BP plus BP, this is maybe the price of Y, which is the Pepsi, and this is the Coke, then we can say that this particular product Y here is what is a substitute. That's why it's very important to know the relationship between substitute goods and then the complement goods. So anytime price increases, then the quantity demanded for the substitute will increase, and it's vice versa. If price decreases, then what do we see? In Ghana, for instance, at the time Coke was going for 1 cedi 50 pesos, and Pepsi reduced its price to 1 cedi, we saw most of the consumers, turning their consumption from Coke to Pepsi, because there has been a decrease in price. Therefore, there must be There must be a decrease in price. Therefore, there must be There must be consumption of the substitute. So what I'm saying is that if the price of this one increases, then they will turn their attention to this one. So if the price of this one decreases, then the consumption of the substitute will also decrease. That is what it means. So if the price of this is increasing, so therefore we will consume more. If the price is decreasing, then the substitute becomes irrelevant. If you are dealing with Coke and Coke has decreased its price, the law of demand continues from there. But what is the relationship between complement goods? Let's turn our attention from substitute to complement goods. So here we are dealing with fuel and what? And vehicle. Or in other words, car. If the price of fuel increases, people will now be turning their attention to buying vehicles that will consume lesser what? Fuel. Therefore, anytime the price of a complement good increase, the other component of the complement good, the quantity demand will decrease. So these have an inverse relationship, whilst substitute goods are having a positive relationship. So what it means is that you have here to be negative if we are looking at product Y to be of a complement good in the demand function. So anytime price of the complement good is increasing, then the quantity demanded will decrease. So and anytime a substitute good, the price is increasing, then the quantity demanded of that particular product will also decrease. So they are having positive relationship. If it's increasing, the quantity is increasing. If it's decreasing, the quantity is decreasing. Don't confuse yourself about the law of demand and then the approach of substitute goods. For the substitute goods, because they are serving the same purpose, if you increase the price of this one, I can go for this one which will give me the same satisfaction at the same price. So you should establish the differences. By the complement, I'm increasing the fuel price, and then I need to go in for cars that will consume less fuel. Therefore, the consumption or the demand for the cars at the normal level will decrease. So they are having an inverse relationship. So this brings us to the end of this particular lesson. Thank you for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of such valuable content on all business related courses.